What's poppin', Ghost Force? It's the one and only Ghosty here, welcoming you to day 6 of our wait for the precious, mystifying, spectral spectacle, Ghost Eevee. Where is it? Because it's not here yet. It's not here. Today's topic is Pokemon Coliseum. I want to start off by saying how awesome this game was. Not only was it extremely different from what we were accustomed to, but the story itself was super dope too. The game starts you off with not one, but two evolutions in the forms of the calm Espeon and the cool Umbreon. That right off the bat screams the game will be fire. And guess what? It was pretty fire. When I played the game, which was for the GameCube at the time, and still is, I believe. I believe it's definitely for the GameCube still. I played with a slight disadvantage. What's that disadvantage? What is that disadvantage, you might be asking yourselves? Well, simple. I wasn't aware that you could purify Pokemon. Well, let me correct myself. I knew I had to purify Pokemon. I knew how. And the problem was that I just didn't want to. You know, I wanted to use them at their highest potential, but I also felt I was wasting time with Mons, with Mons that I didn't want to use, rather than using that time to purify the ones I really wanted to use. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but yeah. Instead of listing the Mons that I didn't purify, I'll list the ones I did solely because I wanted to use them. So here's the list. I purified Mischievous, Flaffy, Furret, Hitmontop, Ledian, Suicune, Sneasel, Gligar, Absol, Houndoom, Tyranitar, Jirachi, and Celebi. I remember I purified those specifically because the game doesn't have a lot of Pokemon in it. And it's pretty easy to remember which ones, were the ones that I purified. I mean, I played the damn game, right? Anyways, now, some of you may be wondering how on earth I was able to get a Celebi, let alone purify it. Let me tell you folks how awesome one of my friends at the time was. Dude was a bigger fan of Pokemon than I was, and when I heard he had the game and had the ability to get Celebi, he let me borrow his second disc, and I immediately dove right into the game to try and get myself a Celebi. I finished the game, and I was super satisfied with it. To this day, the music still bops too. Go listen to that shit. It's awesome. It's awesome. Now, I remember how much of a big fan Tony was. Tony being the friend that let me borrow the second Japanese disc so I can get a Celebi. He was a big fan of not only Pokemon, but Yu-Gi-Oh as well. Dude had everything. He was an only child, so his mother spoiled him. But it wasn't in a bad way. It wasn't like, oh my god, he cries and, she gave him everything that he wanted. It was more like he was a good kid. He was a really good kid. The kid was super chill, super nice, and I grew to enjoy his quirkiness because he has some issues, but he was pretty cool. And obviously, I hung out with him a lot. He also invited me to his family's barbecue at one point, and they had a pool. I remember playing in his room, just kid stuff. You know what I mean? Just kid stuff. Anyways, he, along with his cousin Diego, were so close to me. And to this day, I wish we remained as close, but as the clock of life continues, we grow apart. Not because we choose to, but because sometimes life forces you to do so. At this time, I had to move from New Jersey to Pennsylvania, away from family and my beloved friends that I made, right? I tried to keep contact, but I wasn't at the age where I could abuse the internet. Not yet, at least. And I also didn't own a phone. Not only that, every time I tried to do anything of communicating of the sort, there was always something stopping me from doing so. I.e., my mother's boyfriend at the time, homework, games that needed my attention, like Coliseum, the Sonic Adventure 2 stages not fully high ranked, and of course, life in general. I was heading into a dark path, or rather, I was heading into to a dark path after I moved, and the crazy part about it was, I remember telling my mother I didn't feel right about moving from New Jersey to Pennsylvania. I had this feeling in my gut that, it wasn't the right thing to do, leaving everyone behind. And I also was, I was being selfish as well. I didn't want to leave my friends. I remember that feeling. I remember telling my mother how I felt. I remember how correct I was, because once we moved to PA, it was just a different world. Everything was so different. I lost all my friends that I loved and made, only to move far away and be a new student all over again at a new school. Only this time, I made some cool friends again, only to move again. And if you haven't noticed yet, my childhood consisted of me moving literally almost every year. Every year. It was rather disheartening making and losing friends. But after moving here and there, after moving with my father, after an altercation that happened between my mother and my sister and I ended up meeting someone that to this day is my best friend, my brother. 16 years of friendship and still going. Damn, time flies. You all get to hear from him on our adventures in getting a damn Nintendo DS just to play the new Diamond and Pearl game. That story is best told with the person that I went to great length in finding the damn system with. Until then, that's enough for this episode. Tomorrow's another day of us waiting on Ghost Eevee. Stay up, Ghost Force. Let's continue to hope for the Ghost Eevee. I know I am. Until then, make sure to smile and enjoy life as best as you can. Even when it's cloudy and rainy, the sun still exists beyond the cloudburst. Catch you all later. Peace.